The experience of loss can be difficult for many to overcome, and this is exactly why the story of Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, must be experienced. The game is an emotional journey, but there's also some uncommon designs and interesting approaches in this platform puzzle game. In Brothers, you control both of the title characters using the analog sticks separately, creating a control scheme I've never seen in a game before. The context-sensitive controls allows you to do all of your actions with the trigger, letting you focus on controlling the brothers as they jump, push, and swing themselves over obstacles. This all works fine except for the trigger being hard to determine when you've pulled or released it enough, making it difficult to pull off some of the jumping puzzles. A key mapping option might have corrected this, allowing players to sub them out with the bumpers, but the game doesn't offer it in its bare-bones menu. You may also get turned around often with the brothers crossing each other and constantly having to remember which brother is which analog stick. There's moments of pure symmetry, where you run along a treacherous cliff in unison, and in the next moment, you run foolishly in two separate directions because you turned a corner. The controls, ambitious in their nature, you'll only begin to fully feel comfortable with them sadly towards the end of the 3-hour campaign. The story is simple, and yet elegantly presented. You play two brothers, the younger of which watched his mother drown to death. Your older brother brings you to your sick father, who you have to save by traversing over a vast distance. If this sounds vague, it's because the game provides a fake Simlish type dialogue, making the game feel more like a silent film than narratively driven. That's not to say this game isn't filled with subtextual ideas, as the game does do a great job of building character, fear, and motivation to continue on. As an example, the game will throw you and your younger brother who can't swim into a river, only to force you to watch as he drowns just outside of your reach. These moments can be heart-shattering, as you journey through one allegory after another, reliant on one another to clear the path to saving your father. The characters you meet on the way are broken as well, prisoners to the evil and selfishness of others. Only through your kindness and bravery can these people be saved. All of these scenarios are thought-provoking, such as coming upon a man who attempts to hang himself only to find that his whole family has been killed in a fire. It's moments like these where the puzzles allow you to reflect on these stories and the overall theme of the game. Brothers does break up the monotony by introducing several different mini-games, like rowing a boat through Arctic water or controlling a glider as you fly to a castle. They feel great, and in some moments genuinely daunting, but I sometimes felt the developer's obligation rather than their love for these segments. The puzzles are engaging, but are too short and fall somewhat flat, and only a few ever really challenged me for more than a second. Besides a huge castle you have to scale, the game never really throws anything frustrating at you, and in most occasions you'll solve a puzzle before even understanding it. This can lead to what feels like hand-holding, and that's the last thing you want when you go into a game expecting head-scratchers. Built on the Unreal Engine, some bugs do rear their ugly head to break your immersion. One of mine came at the end of a boss battle, sending me to my death along with the monster. They're not bad, but I had a couple in the short span of the game. The visuals are simply amazing. The game plays with your sense of scale and relativity all in a colorful and yet bleak environment that you won't soon forget. The environments are so impressive, you'll gladly sit at the benches scattered across the game just to take in the world. The lighting is top-notch, blooming out in beautiful flares and creating harsh shadows when needed. When you top that off with a well-paced and orchestrated soundtrack, and you have yourself a game that's as beautiful to watch and even better to play. Despite the few flaws this game has, it offers so many memorable visuals, disastrous events, and moments of sheer controller-gripping tension that it stands as one of the greatest experiences I've played through this year. The story feels right out of a grim fairy tale. With its huge sense of scale and somber tones, it'll provide you with a real case of the feels and then finally regret when it does reach a satisfying and emotional conclusion. I'm Trevor Anderson, and if you've enjoyed this review, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.